The North Bank community of Njabakunda recently played host to an international youth capacity building program staged by the Gambia Red Cross Society in partnership with the International Red Cross Society. Farmer Fofana has more on that event, also attended by sister organizations like the Senegalese Red Cross Society.
It is called is an international youth gathering initiated by the National Youth Commission under the Gambia Red Cross Society, meant to empower and strengthen the capacity of its members to enable them handle demanding tasks and respond to the needs of society in the most efficient and effective ways. The biannual event, which marks notably on the yearly calendar of the Gambia Red Cross, involves the sharing of experiences and best practices relating to youth development and building a functional society for the country's youthful population. The overall goal, according to the governor of the North Bank region, Lamin Queen Jame, is anchored on complementing the efforts of the Gambia government. In the context of the 2013 Bantaba, which has a theme, Gambia Red Cross for Everyone, the voluntary body shifts its focus on the need for a greater youth ownership in view of the national and universal humanistic challenges that directly or indirectly affects them as a voluntary organization. A drama was performed by the volunteers showing the importance of preventing and alleviating human suffering, and in particular protecting values that enabled young people perform the roles of change agents for positive social and economic development. For over half a century now, the Red Cross has been at the forefront of providing humanitarian services to millions of people plagued by vulnerabilities globally. There is no sign of ending this course, according to officials, who chose this event purposely to refresh the minds of the young ones on the core values of volunteerism and humanitarian services. Farmer Fofana, Grts.
On what could be described as a very dramatic day for those executing the Operation No Compromise, more than a dozen people in Banjul have been apprehended by operatives of the different security outfits for allegedly contravening the anti-littering law. Abdullah Baji reports the mission to clear the streets of stray animals in the capital city also resulted in the arrest of 6 others found in possession of suspected cannabis sativa.
Forces comprising the Operation No Compromise team. They went round in Banjul in what looks like a clear attempt to enforce the anti-littering law as well as keeping stray animals off the streets.
We have cajoled, we have done everything possible to ensure that people adhere to keeping the city clean, but it seems all of these efforts are not paying dividend. Now we have a law. The National Environmental Agency has a law, the Anti-Littering Act, enacted in 2007, that takes care of all of this. Now we have to step it up by making sure that people adhere to keeping our environment clean by using the law that Gambians have put in place to ensure that this thing is adhered to. And that is what exactly we have done today. We went out to the city of Banjul, especially in areas like Tobacco Road, and you saw it yourself. This place there is so, I don't know how people manage to live there. And so we have arrested several people, and they would be charged accordingly, taken to court, and then they will have to pay the fines as stipulated by the Act.
The sweeping raid in Banjul saw officers of Operation No Compromise chanced upon a fully loaded commercial vehicle with a registered capacity to carry 4 passengers, in contrast to the 7 the vehicle was carrying at the time. The team swiftly conducted searches on the occupants and found what operatives believe are suspected cannabis on 2 of the occupants.
Cannabis that we found in their possession. After my officers conducted search on them, they found this cannabis in possession of that gentleman who is also part of them. He threw it and it was picked, which means that all of them are accomplices in this crime. Did you search him properly?
The taxi, yes, was overloaded. We stopped the taxi driver to have him charged accordingly. But when we said the occupants of the taxi, who were these, I don't know, by files they call them, we found them in possession of suspected cannabis. So you see what an operation like this can bring up. We went out just on a single day, and we were able to see a lot of offenses. We also arrested somebody who was talking on the mobile phone while driving, which is a violation of the Traffic Act. This is done within just a short period. We've spent less than 3 hours in Banjul, and all of these things came to surface. Now, a lot of people will always say that, okay, Operation Bulldozer, Operation No Compromise, when you see vehicle checkpoints at night and so on, a lot of people complain that it's too much, but they don't understand what really happens. Just 3 hours, we were able to come up with all of this. Imagine what goes on. We don't have to say everything that the security service, dig out and then, and then take to court and make sure that the Gambia is kept safe. What we need the people to do now is to come out and partner with. Let them understand here that we as Gambians are not here to put them in trouble. We are here to ensure that Gambia is safe for everyone. And the government of the day is not going to compromise on that. We are using the law to work accordingly, and so they must understand that.
One of the key interventions is to get rid of stray animals off the street of the city, an issue that is widely talked about. The unit has in custody more than a dozen animals that were caught roaming freely in Banjul, affecting traffic.
A lot of stray animals, even in Banjul, dogs for example, and also sheep. And Operation No Compromise is sending a warning to cattle owners. When we say cattle in the law, we mean sheep, goats, and so on. In Banjul, if they have them, let them keep them. Let them not let them go astray. We also observe that there are a lot of stray dogs inside Banjul, and we have communicated to the city council, and immediately something will be done to rid of all of that. Finally, I would also want to say that we are human. It is not our desire to go out to the streets and arresting people from their homes for violating the law. We understand with them, but then the thing is, we don't have to break the law in the first place. If we break the law, obviously the law is not here for any specific person, okay? We have to dance to the tune of the law. These people will be charged accordingly, they will be taken to court, and then the court will arbitrate. So I want the people to understand that this is done for the glory of the entire Gambia.
Today's operation by officers of the various security teams is seen as a way of warding off potential offenders, particularly those involved in indiscriminate littering, an act which attracts severe penalties ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
We will be back with more stories right after the first break.
Uhuru, more than a tablet.
RLG, proudly yours.
Welcome back. As world leaders try to come to agreement with what to do about Syria, the suffering of ordinary people continues. There are critical food shortages in some areas, and as CNN's Our Demon reports, people including children are dying of starvation. But we warn our viewers that some of the images in this report are very disturbing.
Of war, there is another killer working silently amid the chaos. Its first victims, the most vulnerable. In this video uploaded to YouTube by opposition activists, 2.5-year-old Ibrahim struggles for life. His body can't take solid food. It can only digest milk, but there isn't any for him. Through Skype, we reached Dr. Abu Samir in Syria, the pediatrician who treated Ibrahim. There are many illnesses we are confronting because of an absolute absence of food, Dr. Samir explains. We've depleted all of our food reserves, even animal products that could act as alternatives, because there are no animals left. Most of the residents of Mu'adlamiyat al-Sham, just to the southwest of Damascus, have long fled. But among the 15,000 who remain, an estimated 5,000 are children, under siege now for months by regime forces, cut off from all aid.
For us, the fact that reports keep coming in from the area indicating the large heat inside